Hey friends, what's up? How's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Extra Gents Scents. Hope that you're well. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a fragrance called Royal Night, but not the one that most of you are probably thinking of, which is of course Dolce & Gabbana's The One Royal Night. Nah, this Royal Night comes from the Woods collection. Technically, the Woods collection, Natural collection, I think. Royal Night. No, this one comes from the Woods collection, Natural collection. So the name of the house is the Woods collection, and then the Natural collection is a collection as part of the Woods collection house. And the name of the fragrance is Royal Night. I know it's not like the easiest way to roll that off the tongue, you know. Have you smelled any of the Natural collection from the Woods collection? Yeah, so this fragrance has been getting a little bit of hype because it does have a similarity to another fragrance, which is much more expensive. So I wanted to check this one out and see if it's worth picking up. So in today's video, I'll show you guys the presentation, break it down for you a little bit, let you know how it smells and whether or not it lives up to the hype. So let's jump into it. Now, of course, this is not the most hyped fragrance or anything. It's basically one of those under the radar hype fragrances, you know, where like people in the fragrance community are maybe talking about it, but by and large, the general public doesn't really know what it is. And this one I got from jomashop.com. I've got it linked in the description. That's going to be the cheapest place to pick this up as of right now. It's $46 from there. I think technically like $45.99. I have seen it at other discounters as well, but typically it's like 22 bucks more at other discounters, at least as of when I'm shooting this video. So first off, let's check out the presentation. So on the front of the box here, you have the name of the house, the name of the fragrance, size and concentration. It's a 100 ml eau de parfum. And then on the latch, it says Royal Night. It's a magnetic closure there. Nothing up top. On the back, you have the ingredients information, your badge code, your barcode, badge code here 220327. So you open this up, again, a magnetic closure right here, and then the bottle sits inside. It's got a thick foam cutout, and then you get this little freebie. It's a travel atomizer, so you can fill that up with the fragrance if you want and take it to go. And then you have this write-up on the inside of the box, and it is a little bit Englishy in a way. You get what they're saying there, but it does have some funny ways of getting across their ideas. Like it says there, Natural by the Woods Collection is an inspiration from the natural aura of the woods, where you can embrace a wanderlust between light and dark, mystery and revelation, between a bright glowness and a misty royalty. It is where you'll welcome a ramble from dusk to dawn and reveal the secret of its glow while blooming into a royal night, a contrast between black and white. Here we have the bottle, nice gradient, black up top, kind of a beige color at the bottom. Reminds me a little bit of the gradient on Ferragamo Oud. You have this sticker plaque on the front that says Royal Night, and then you have the logo from the house on the back of the bottle. On the bottom, a sticker, your badge code printed in ink, a nice wooden cap that is magnetic. Ooh, I like that. Now, do be aware, I know a lot of people will say, well, who picks up a bottle by the cap? And I will tell you, me. A lot of times I do. Do not try to pick this up by the cap. The bottle is heavy, it's quite a dense glass, and the magnet is just not really strong. So if you try to pick this up, it's the type of cap that's going to have the bottle come loose, and if you drop it from a high area, you can bust it. Let's go ahead and waste a couple sprays so you can see how the atomizer works. Atomizer on this is pretty good. You know, it's not amazing, but it gets the job done. So this is the first fragrance that I've gotten from this house in the Natural collection. I bought a couple from the house years ago. I got Eden and Green Walk. Eden is quite feminine, should have expected it. This one didn't really impress me a whole heck of a lot. And then Green Walk is pretty good. It's a vetiver forward fragrance, actually smells a bit like Terre d'Hermès. And that being said, Royal Night also has a similarity to something else that's out there that's quite popular. Actually, a fragrance that I have noticed is inspiring more fragrances that are coming out or have been. So I guess I'll go ahead and just spoil it, what it smells similar to, and that is Ombre Nomade from Louis Vuitton. Yeah. So this has a similarity to that one, and obviously this is much more affordable. It's not even close as far as the price point goes. Again, as of this video, $45.99 is the price point on Royal Night, whereas the Louis Vuitton is going to run you $365 US for the same amount, 100 milliliters. So as you can see there, quite a difference in terms of price. This one is like 15% or so the cost of the LV. So price point wise, obviously you can see why this would be an attractive pickup. But then it comes down to, is the fragrance actually a decent alternative? Or alternatively to that, is it just, good enough to stand on its own? Well, when you spray Royal Night on, you know right away the type of scent that you got your hands on. If you didn't know the note breakdown or anything like that, as soon as you sprayed this on, you'd be like, okay, this is an oud rose type of fragrance. The woodiness initially has like a slight varnish feel to it, that oud note, not in a negative way. It doesn't come across like overtly chemically or synthetic or anything like that. It just has that slight sort of dark varnish feel to it that some oud fragrances have. You got a little sweetness in there. It helps rein it in, helps make it more approachable, more wearable. I had my wife check this one out, didn't tell her anything about it, just sprayed it on. What do you think about this? She actually thought it was really nice smelling right away. So that tells you something. If you can spray a fragrance like this on, and even in the opening, have somebody smell that and they don't get immediately kind of repulsed by that darkness that it does have, that speaks to the wearability of the fragrance overall, especially in fall and winter, where that cold can help take a little bit of the edge off of some of the more powerful fragrances. So yeah, you've got a little smokiness, you have that oud, that woodiness. It's not animalic, not fecal, pretty smooth, all things considered. Once it goes down from that slight varnishy feeling in the opening, that bit of sweetness helps a lot. And then the leather really comes in strong through the mid into the dry down. And instead of playing second fiddle to the oud, which initially it does, they start to become more level. That leather has a bit of smoke to it as well, kind of a dark leather, but again, still wearable. Not animalic. It never does go animalic off my skin. It never does go, really dirty. It's a classy take on a leather oud fragrance, which you would expect because of the fragrance that it is emulating, or is similar to, however you want to spin it. The rose is not heavy-handed, which I think is great because it doesn't go powdery. It doesn't go like really jammy or anything like that. The rose instead plays kind of a supporting role here. It doesn't want to fully take center stage. It's there, but it knows its role in the fragrance. So instead of overwhelming you, instead of, distracting from the other things that are going on in the fragrance, instead of, like I said, coming across too powdery and turning the fragrance into a powder bomb, especially as it dries, it stays in the background, always present, but not loud. I don't think saffron is an official note here, but you do definitely pick up a bit of saffron, which makes sense. The Louis Vuitton fragrance has saffron in that, and it's just, that trifecta of notes. Saffron, rose, oud, they get used together so often. And the saffron here to me, again, kind of like the rose, it's playing together nicely with everything, it's blended well, but it's not trying to come right up to the forefront and kind of give you this screechiness, which again is a good thing. Just a slight spicy sweetness from that saffron in there. The smoke from the fragrance here lingers, the little bit of incense. It's always just like little puffs, little faint wafts. Very well done, surprisingly actually, which maybe it shouldn't be all that surprising. It's just my experience with the brand up to this point is just these two. And so that's why my expectations were maybe not as high as they should have been. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about Royal Night a little bit here today, let you know that it's surprisingly very solid and is definitely worth the hype. Yes, it's very good as a standalone fragrance. Is it a good alternative? Yes, also, absolutely. And for the price point, I think probably your best bet at the moment. There was another fragrance that I had talked about in a recent video on the main channel called Scorpion Intense, which is a pretty cool name. Scorpion Intense, very Mortal Kombat. And that one is also a very good alternative to Ombre Nomade, but that one is $160 for 50 mil. And so, this one $46 for 100 mils versus $160 for 50 mils for Scorpion Intense. Between the two, all things being equal, I'd go for this one. But if you have the money to spend and you don't really care about saving money or anything like that, Scorpion Intense also is worth a look. It's very good. So there we go, Royal Night from the Woods collection. Solid fragrance, great for fall and winter time, and also performance. It's good, really nice, above average projection, above average longevity off my skin, sprayed on clothes. It's gonna last there forever. All right, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Thanks for your time. If you have smelled that, let me know what you think about it in the comments, and I'll see you guys again another day with another video. See you later.